Hello everyone, welcome back. If you have not been here before, my name is Debbie and I read a lot of books. I'm carrying on the Beaufont series. This one is The Mysterious Daughter, the Undoubtable Rose Beaufont. So that is the front cover of the full series. Like, it's only just come out. It came out like this past week. So yeah, this was The Mysterious Daughter, which is the first one. And so we found out at the end of Paris who Rose is, because we found out that Clark and his mortal girlfriend were going to have a baby, and Paris had a role in helping to name that child Rose. So we knew who was going to be the focus of these books. It's interesting to see how this is all going to come about, because we do know that Clark promised Rose to Subfar, like his firstborn. So I'm wondering how that is going to tie in to the rest of this, because that has not been acknowledged in this first book. But anybody who has read Paris knows that Rose was promised as the firstborn of Clark to the Protector of Wealth to like carry on that job. So is Subfar going to turn up at some point and say, yoink, you're mine because I was promised you? But that hasn't been acknowledged yet. At this point we have just seen Rose reunited with the Beaufonts, because at the beginning of this you find out that her mortal mother took her away from the world of magic because she's fearful of it, which, based on everything that I've read so far, is kind of understandable. You understand why Mama Heartless didn't want Rose to grow up in that, but at the same time it means that Rose does not know about her magician side. She does not know that she is the daughter of a Beaufont. As far as she's concerned, she is Rose Harkness. But in this book, the Beaufonts find her, mainly because Rose's aunt, her mother's sister, so I got distracted by a blackbird attacking the tree outside. So in this book we find out at the very beginning that Rose's aunt, her mother's sister, who was a mortal 7 for the House of 14, died kind of in the line of duty, because mortal 7 of the House of 14 are trying to eradicate witches. So in this world, magicians are people with true magic who are born with it. Witches are mortals who want magic. That's how it works in this world, which is really interesting. So it's kind of like the idea that for witches, they sold their soul to get their magic. Think the Sanderson sisters. Winifred sold her soul for the book in Hocus Pocus. But yeah, so in this world, magicians are born, witches are created. Witches sell their souls for magic because they are mortal. They do not have that magic naturally. So that is a storyline that seems to be taken on through this, with the idea that Rose may be in a unique position to take over her aunt's role as a mortal 7 and have a unique take on how to take the witches down. But it seems like there is a bit of a moral story in there as well, because it seems that there's a question over whether witches are worth saving. Are they so far gone that they cannot be helped, or is there a way for these mortals to have magic without selling their soul, or are their souls savable? Which I think is a really interesting storyline to go down, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that story evolves through Rose's books, because Rose is in a unique position as being half mortal, half magician. There's only one other person in the world like that, who was born at the same time as her. It's both she and the other half mortal, half magician were born of the same experiment. It's almost like an IVF type thing, but it's with magic tech. And I do wonder if that magic tech might actually be used for Paris, because we did find out that Paris was unable to have children, which is why when she promised her firstborn to Subfar, she was there going, this feels wrong because I know I'm barren. That was the word that was used in the books. But Paris knew that she couldn't have kids, and so she felt bad about deceiving Subfar. But then that was renegotiated once it all came out. And she was like, yes, I'm sorry I deceived you. Is there something else I can do? And at that point, they promised another Beaufont to Subfar, the Protector of Wealth, to carry on that lineage, almost. So, yeah, through these books you're seeing Rose come to terms with the fact that her mother has lied to her and separated her from her father all these years. In this book, I think, is she about 16 or something? She's a teenager. So she's been missing from her father's life for about 16 years. And at the beginning of this, because her aunt has died and they need another member of the family to carry on the Mortal Seven line, that has defaulted to Rose, because the elders know that her mother... Is her mother Stacey? Yeah, I think her mother Stacey and her aunt was Caitlin. Because Aunt Stacey has gone, the sister has already left. She was a Mortal Seven in the other books, which was how she ended up with Clark. But she got scared and took her child off, thinking, I'm not going to let her know anything about the magic and her family lineage. She's just going to be a Harkness. But then when her aunt dies, Rose becomes eligible to take on that role. And her Chimera, I never know. It's a Chimera, but I've never heard it out loud, so I don't know how to pronounce it. Her magical being pops out of the grand piano when she's playing the piano. And in the world of this, the chimeras, I don't even know how I'm going to say it out loud. All the Mortal Seven have this magical being to protect them, which presents as just a normal pet to the rest of the world. Hi, Harry. Harrison! You okay? What are you doing? You popping in? He came in waking me up this morning with a very 3-syllable meow. Meow, meow, meow. I was like, meow, meow, good morning. I think he knew what he was doing when he did that. Harry! So, yeah, and while for other people, their protector animals present to the rest of the world as a pet. Like, I know, Uncle John's presented as a dog. Rose's, being fairly unique, presents as a Chinese dragon. Because that wouldn't be weird walking down the street. But also, her Chimera is unique because none of them before have been able to talk. But because Rose is half mortal, half magician, that affects her Chimera. I feel like I need to learn how to pronounce it.
Chimera.
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 Okay, it's a chimera, not a chimera. We learn new things every day, people, so it's a chimera. And yes, so because her chimera is assigned to her as being half mortal, half magician, it means that her chimera also has magic, which allows it to talk. And I do find it quite funny because whenever he talks about the elders, he always looks up and to the left, which is where the elders are apparently. Not just up, it's up and to the left whenever he needs to talk to the elders or he's thinking about the elders. And he's named himself Elvis, which has led to some extremely funny moments where Liv calls him by any name, any musical name that is not Elvis. I liked it when she nicknamed him Ringo. Liv has gone through quite a few different names for Elvis, and he just says, my name is Elvis, and I just think it's so good. It's just so funny. I love the fact that in each of the books, each Beaufont has their own sidekick, and in this case, we've got Elvis, the Chinese dragon, and then obviously Paris had Faraday, the squirrel, Sophia had Lunis, her dragon, and Liv had the lynx, Plato, yeah. So this is a really, really good start for the Rose books, but there's so many unanswered questions that I have in my head based on what we do know from the previous series. So this is one of those things where it's just like, you can read it by itself if you want to, but ultimately you'll be better understanding of everything if you do kind of read it in order. Admittedly, I started with Paris and then went back to Liv, so I had all of Liv's storyline not there when I started everything, but then I went back to Liv. So the order of it all is you do Liv, which has 1 series, Sophia had 2, and then Paris had 2, and then currently we're on Rose, which has just got the 1 at the moment, but it has literally only just come out. Like, it went into my account a week ago, because I'd pre-ordered it so that it would just download onto the Kindle as soon as it was available, and I got the email like this past week saying it is available, and I was there going, Dad, we have Rose, because my dad's been reading them with me. My dad actually read them first and was just like, I think you're going to really enjoy this. So then I started reading Sophia, because at that point we didn't know Liv existed. Well, we did, but we didn't know her series existed. So once that had happened, I then went back to Liv while my dad went forwards. So yeah, and now we're back on the same playing field again. I'm just really enjoying it. I'm so intrigued as to where it's all going to go and what's going to happen with Subfar, like now that Rose is officially a Beaufont and officially back, but the fact that she's a Beaufont and a Harkness, so while she's a mortal 7 at the moment with magical tendencies, she's also an heir to the Beaufont. She's a royal. So yeah, it just makes her very unique. And then you also know the fact that there was another mortal with magician lineage who she's not related to, but is kind of considered part of the family. I'll just say that. There's a bit of muddy waters going on there, just thinking like, ooh, is something happening here? I'm not going to say too much about that because it does come into slight spoilers for the story of book 1. But yeah, I'm just greatly intrigued and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so looking forward to this. I think at the moment, I think it's 9 books in this one. Oh no, it's 12. I'm completely making stuff up. No, this one has 12. Again, I'll do it in 3s. So I'll start off with this first one and then I'll go to book 3 and then 6 and then 9 and then 12. And the next one is Suddenly Magical. So that was The Mysterious Daughter. On there you can see, oh, the front cover of the box set. So let's jump back to book 2 because I'll be on that one next. Yeah, I'm having fun. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you next time with another video. Mwah, stay safe. I love you all. Goodbye.